This is exactly how I programmed in the early 1980s. This is Turbo Pascal 3, and in the middle 80s I wrote a long adventure game called The Golden Wombat of Destiny, and here I am again programming a new adventure game. Now, why am I doing that? Well, look, I'm surrounded by different versions of Pascal. Here I have, again, Turbo Pascal 3. I can run my game. This is running in, there it goes, compiles and runs. You're in a smelly cave, things here, sword, golden elvish weapon, take sword, go south. Okay, so I'm playing the game. This is in DOSBox-X. It's a DOS emulation program for Windows, but I can also, let me show you, don't only have to run it on Windows. Here I'm running it on my Raspberry Pi. This is on the Raspberry Pi operating system. I'm running it this time, let me enlarge this window, this time this is Turbo Pascal 7. That's the last version of Turbo Pascal, and it's got menus and multiple windows and all kinds of different things that Turbo Pascal 3, the one I was running on my PC over there, didn't have. So this was cutting edge stuff. So, and as if that's not enough, over here I have another version of this game, this time running in Lazarus, which is a modern Pascal IDE for Windows. I love adventure games. I've talked a lot about adventure games in the past. I think it's a great project, great fun for an experienced programmer, but also a terrific project for a relatively inexperienced programmer to learn to program. But why am I writing in DOS? I mean, this is, 40 years later. The reason I'm writing in DOS is, as I've explained in a few other recent videos, it puts me fully in control. When I write something in Lazarus even, I am using a whole load of visual tools, of quite complicated object-oriented libraries, and a lot of the difficult stuff is already done for me. If I want to create a list and maintain the objects in a list, if I take and drop treasures, that's all done. I just pick some sort of list type. Now, here I've had to do all of that myself. I've actually created lists in the traditional way using pointers to records. Record is a Pascal struct, what you'd call a struct in C. And so I've had to do everything myself, but the end result is the game I've written is all my own work, and that's incredibly satisfying compared to a modern IDE where you have a lot of the difficult stuff already done for you. But what are the disadvantages? Well, there are quite a few. When I've started writing in Turbo Pascal again, after all these years, it's taken me a little while to get to know the system. There isn't in Turbo Pascal 3, this is the 1985 release, there isn't really any environment, or very little of an environment. There's an editor, no color coding, no refactoring. You can't select go to definition, go to implementation. The debugging is extremely limited, almost not at all. The keystrokes I've had to learn again. Back in those days, all editors had different keystrokes. Turbo Pascal took a subset of the word star keystrokes, but I'm having to relearn. Things like to quit the editor, Control KD, to delete a word is Control T, delete a line is Control Y. Very unfamiliar to me now that I'm used to the Windows way of doing things. What about the code? Well, the code is completely procedural, no object orientation at all. Object orientation hadn't been introduced into the Turbo Pascal language at that point. Of course, modern implementations like Delphi are fully object oriented. Strings, I had to make a few changes with strings. I had to declare a fixed length string type. The biggest problem of all, now this is really weird, it's something I hadn't even thought of. The biggest problem of all is that I took my code, I explained how I got this Turbo Pascal code. I wrote in a previous YouTube video, I wrote a little procedural game in Lazarus, because that supports both object-oriented and procedural syntax. And then I just imported that version of the game into Turbo Pascal 3. Most of it worked. The string, as I said, I had to set to a fixed length. The biggest number of changes I had to make was to the comments, because Lazarus or Free Pascal or Delphi support line comments, 2 slashes followed by a comment, as you do in many languages these days. Didn't do that in old Turbo Pascal, so I had to go around and edit those into the old multi-line style of comments. The only other major change I made was, let me find it, it was to do with a case statement somewhere. This is it. Oh no, there were 2 things. Just one was a case statement. Yes, a case statement. I had a case selector on a string, so I passed a string to the in the modern code to the case. The case is multi-line, switch case, as in C. It's just case and then multiple selectors in Pascal. Well, I had commands entered at the command line when people want to go north, south, take sword, etc. as strings, and then I had a selector on that string in my code, my modern code. You can't do that in Pascal. You can only select on integers or on chars, so I had to change it to the char. One other thing, oh yes, there's one other change I had to make. I couldn't return a record, a struct, from a function. That wasn't supported. So the way around that was either to return a pointer to a struct, or what I did, to pass a by ref or a var in Pascal, a var argument, by reference to this struct, so that any changes made inside a procedure then were made to the struct. And that's it. So I now have these 3 versions, one that works in Turbo Pascal 3, one that works in Turbo Pascal 7, and the modern one that works in Delphi or in Lazarus on Windows. So they all run on multiple operating systems. This is actually running on a real MS-DOS. This is running on DOS emulation, and I've even got it on the Raspberry Pi as well as on Windows. And this one is running natively with the Free Pascal system using the Lazarus IDE. Great fun. So part of the joy of this is pure retro nostalgia, but there's more to it than that. As I said in a few recent videos, one of the great joys of doing this sort of thing is creating the entire project from scratch. There's another thing that if you're a relatively new programmer, or you've only ever programmed in an object-oriented language, being forced to program in a procedural language is quite a challenge. And I think it's just intellectually satisfying to do without all the object orientation, the facility to inherit from objects. You have to think in a different way. You have to structure your code in a very formal way. And this is another thing I think that I've talked about in a variety of different videos that some programmers understand, programmers who, like me, have come up through old procedural languages. They seem to understand very clearly when I talk about the importance of modular code structure, whereas I think more recent, younger programmers who've only ever experienced object-oriented languages, Java, C#, or Ruby, whatever, seem to find it harder to understand the importance of modularity, because to a certain extent, wrapping up code inside classes and objects sort of, not entirely, but sort of takes care of some of the problems of writing modular code. But it's great fun to do, and if you want a good project to force yourself to grapple with difficult programming tasks, how to do all the list management using pointers, for example, rather than using list structures, an adventure game is a great thing to do. I've got another complete course on YouTube all about the principles of adventure games, writing adventure games, more than 20 lessons. I've got another course on cross-platform programming in Pascal, so how to write on Windows and then compile on a Raspberry Pi, for example. So lots and lots of ideas, and I'm having a terrific amount of fun going back to the days of DOS.